Welcome back. Today we are going to start with chapter number 3 from Geography, and the name of the chapter is Our Changing Earth. Part 1 we are going to see today. Before that, let us see what we have studied in our previous chapter, that is Inside Our Earth, chapter number 2, wherein we have studied the interior of the earth. It's made up of crust, mantle and core, isn't it? Lithosphere. Mantle, core, inner core, outer core. Then we have also studied about continental crust and oceanic crust. Then we studied about different types of rocks and minerals. Do you remember? Have you gone through? No, the views says that some of you have not gone yet. So, if you are not watching, then it will be loss for you only, not for us. Okay. Now, in this chapter, we are going to continue the part which we have studied, that is inside our earth, interior of the earth, and its further continuation. So, first of all, we'll see the lithosphere. Now, the lithosphere is broken into a number of plates known as lithospheric plates. So, this is given in your textbook. You have to read as well. Now, what are all these lithospheric plates? Or you will surprised to know that these plates move around very slowly, just a few millimeters every year. Now there is an activity given in your textbook. I am just reading that you have to do it at home. So take a small colored paper pellet and put it in a beaker half filled with water. So it's just like a science experiment, and that's why they're using the terms like beaker and all. If you are using a small vessel, then it will also, or the effect will be the same. So okay. What we have to do is, we have to take a small colored paper and a pellet, so making it crumble, and you have to put it in a beaker filled with the half water. Then place the beaker on the tripod stand and heat it, or on gas stove. As the water warms up, you will observe that the paper pellet is moving upward along the warm layers of water, and then sinks back along with the cooler layers of water. So, what I am going to say is, the molten magma inside the earth also moves in a similar way. That means what? When the molten, or inside the earth, when it is very hot, the molten magma, it moves in a great speed, or it moves. That is called lithospheric plates, that moves. And when it cools down, it settles at one place, that is at the bottom. So this is an activity you have to do it at home. Now let's move. These plates move around very slowly. I am talking about lithospheric plates. Just a few millimeters every year. So lithospheric plates is moving inside the earth, very slow procedure. This is because of the movement of the molten magma inside the earth. The molten magma inside the earth moves in a circular manner. So it moves in a circular manner. As I told you, it's in a round manner, as what we have seen in the experiment that you have to see. The movement of these plates cause changes on the earth's surface. Which movement? The movement of lithospheric plates that causes change on the surface of the earth. Which one is called surface? The upper portion. It is called surface. Jo dikhta hai, isn't it? So, the earth movements are divided on the basis of the forces which cause them. The forces which causes inside. So, because of that, the movements are divided on the basis of the forces which cause them. Let's see which are the movements. So now come to the point, the earth movements. There are two types of movements. One is called endogenic forces and the other one is exogenic forces. Now, endo meaning inside, genic means origin. So, endogenic means inside, origin is inside. Exogenic means, now what is the meaning of exo? Means outside, and genic means origin. So, endogenic, that is inside origin, exogenic, that is outside origin. So let's see what is this endogenic forces. The forces which act in the interior of the earth. So the forces which act inside the earth is called endogenic forces, and the forces that work on the surface of the earth are called exogenic forces. So two earth's movement, endogenic and exogenic forces. Now I will give an example also for that. Okay, now this is the evolution of landforms. So you can able to see the earth movement, endogenic forces and exogenic forces. Again, these endogenic forces are divided into sudden force and diastrophic forces. Now everybody knows what is sudden force. Sudden hota hai, isn't it? Now what is the meaning of diastrophic forces? Diastrophic forces means the forces generated by the movement of the solid material of the earth's crust. So once again, it is the forces generated by the movement of solid material of the earth's crust. So again it is the best example. Diastrophic forces movement में क्या होता है? Building mountain. How building? Are we building mountain? Is it just like we are building big constructions or buildings or hotels or malls? In the same way, are we building mountains? We are not artificially building, but naturally, because of diastrophic forces, these movement or the mountains are building. The mountains what we are going to see, it may be the Himalayas, it may be the Alps, all these are because of the diastrophic forces, that forces generated by the movement of the solid material of the earth's crust, resulting into the formation of the mountain. Now, sudden forces we already know, they are the earthquake. Yes, it is not giving any intimation that I am going to hit on the land of America on Tuesday. No. Volcano, no giving any intimation that now I am very hot inside, now I would like to come out. No. Then landslides are also just now you might have seen if you are updating yourself. So recently or 2-3 days back, this we witnessed at Myanmar landslide, and many people they lost their lives. Are you aware? Yes. Now again, endogenic forces, two types. One is sudden forces. Best examples are earthquake, volcano and landslide. And diastrophic forces, that is building mountains. We are not going to explain in detail about the diastrophic forces, but we are going to explain the sudden forces. Okay. Now coming to the other side, that is exogenic forces. Exo, you know very well, outside. They are in the form of maybe two types of formation is possible. One is due to erosion and another one is deposition. You know that deposit, have you heard the word deposit? Somebody has deposited money. हाँ, बैंक में मनी डिपॉजिट किया. डिपॉजिट मतलब खाते में जमा होना. यहाँ पर जमा क्या होता है, दैट वी आर गोइंग टू. एंड इरोजनल, इरोड मतलब तो घिस के चले जाना, सब निकाल के जाना, दैट इज इरोजन. एंड अनदर वन इज डिपोजिशन. तो द मेन एजेंट्स ऑफ इरोजन एंड डिपोजिशंस आर रिवर का दोनों है, डिपोजिशन भी करता है, इरोजन भी करता है. देन विंड ऑल्सो एक्ट्स एज इरोजनल एज वेल एज डिपोजिशनल. then sea waves. We are all going to see this one by one in detail. And glaciers. So all these erosional and depositional features are we are going to see one by one in detail. Okay, let's move on to let's move further. As I told you, sudden forces, the volcano is one of them. Now what is volcano? You need to draw this picture, okay? Volcano. So what is this volcano? A volcano is a vent. Can you see this vent? In the picture, in the diagram, it is labeled vent. Vent means what? Opening in the earth's crust through which molten material erupts suddenly. बाहर आता है. जैसे अगर हमारा मुंह पे, अगर बॉडी पार्ट में हम अगर कंसिडर करेंगे, फुल बॉडी पार्ट में, इफ वी कंसिडर दैट, अगर हमारा मुंह और माउथ, और अपना माउथ में क्या होता है कि पूरा हम अगर उल्टी आता है तो सडनली इट कम्स आउट थ्रू आवर माउथ. सो वी कैन से दैट इट इज आवर वेंट. The same thing is that a volcano is a vent or an opening in the earth's crust through which the molten material erupts suddenly. एक छोटा सा होल जैसा, मुंह बोलते हैं उसको, उसके थ्रू it comes out. You can see that this magma crust, then mantle, then the magma hot, it is very hot, then it comes out lava. Sometimes within inside the earth, inside lava bahar aata hai, and sometimes it comes out crater, and last me you can see the gases and the ashes, it comes out. Now let's continue. When the lithospheric plates move, the surface of the earth vibrate. Now what we are talking about now? Now we are talking about earthquake. Okay, we are talking about now earthquake. The vibration can travel all around the world. All around the world means the nearby vibration can travel, but these vibrations are called earthquakes. The place in the crust where the movement starts is called focus. Now focus, the word focus, the place in the crust where the movement starts. Now I'm moving to the next slide just to show where the focus is. Can you see the focus? The movement where the place in the crust where the movement start is called focus. So can you see the focus here? From where the earthquake begins? Where it is? Inside the earth, or where? In the crust. Come back. Let's come back. Sorry. Now the place on the surface above the focus is called the epicenter. Let's see. Can you see the epicenter? From where the point on the ground directly above the focus. So where is focus? Focus is inside, epicenter is ऊपर. अगर हम धरती पे एक जगह पे हम खड़े हैं तो ओके, वो जहाँ आपका वाइब्रेशन कहाँ शुरू हुआ, कितना किलोमीटर नीचे शुरू हुआ, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज फोकस. और द पॉइंट जहाँ हम जो प्लेस खड़े हैं, अंकलेश्वर में एग्जैक्टली गोल्डन पॉइंट पे हम खड़े हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द एपिसेंटर. The point on the ground directly above the focus. Now let's see the further. Vibration travel towards from the epicenter as waves. Let's see. Can you see the waves? कहाँ से? Epicenter से शुरू होता है in the form of waves. You can see it is very solid near the focus, and as and when it crosses, then the vibration का जो क्या बोलते हैं force होता है, that limited होता है या कमज़ोर होता है. Now, greatest damage is usually closest to the epicenter. Once again, so the greatest damage is where अगर हम मैंने कहा कि golden point पे है, तो the greatest damage is nearby the golden point area. So if it is in, or I can say Bharuch, or if it is in Kosamba, then the vibration may be there, damage may be there, but its intensity may be less, but more damage where you will see, where the near the epicenter. It cannot be predicted, but impact can be minimized. As I told you, we cannot say exactly when this earthquake may hit us, but only we can do is we can avoid the unwanted situations or damages if we are well prepared. Then what type of well prepared is required? What type of well prepared? So just like हमें पता है कि रेनी सीजन में है तो हमें क्या लेना, छतरी लेके जाना है या रेन कोट जाना है, that we are prepared for the rain water, or I can say rain water से बचने के लिए. Now what type of preparation we can do here? So there are some, that is safe spot. Some tips are given preparedness के लिए. Under a kitchen counter में, if you are at home, that is at kitchen, then under a kitchen counter, table or desk against an inside corner wall, वहाँ सब रहना. Then stay away from fireplaces, areas around chimneys, windows that shattered during, including mirror and picture frame. I'm talking about only when we are in kitchen, okay? Then be prepared, spread awareness amongst your friends and family members, and face any disaster confidently. So that means that we should be first one is that we should move to the safer places, especially on ground में जाना चाहिए, where there is no building रहता है, no wall post रहता है, या फिर no any electric pole रहता है, तो वहाँ पर हमें अपने आप को जाना चाहिए, अपने आप को सुरक्षित रखना चाहिए, ना कि अंडर द शैडो ऑफ ए ट्री, ऐसे सब जगह पे नहीं आना चाहिए. ओपन ग्राउंड, खुलेनेस में अगर जाना चाहिए. अगेन इफ वी आर इन द स्कूल, देन व्हाट टू डू? सो अगेन व्हाट वी कैन डू इज दैट वी कैन हाइड आवरसेल्फ अंडर द बेंचेस. डेस्क में सब अपने आप को प्रोटेक्शन कर सकते हैं, टेबल में कर सकते हैं. सो in that way, and first of all we have to be more patient and cool during this time. So ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा गड़बड़ कहाँ होता है, हमारे हड़बड़ी में हो जाती है. So this is the earthquake. As I told you, this is a picture. Epicenter and focus and fault दिया है, a weak point in the tectonic plate where pressure within the crust is released. Now this one you have to study this in your textbook. This is earthquake that hits Bhuj on, or I can say in the year 2001 on 26th January. And even I also witnessed this. I was also working in one of the school, and we were witnessing 26th January or Republic Day on that day, and I could see, or I can imagine all that is called what, the anxiety or fearness, etc. What is happening for a moment I couldn't come to know also, but only the thing is that as we are far away from the epicenter, the casualty witnessed here in Bharuch was, or I can say in Ankleshwar, is very less. So this you have to do, you have to read. I am not going to explain now. It's a homework for you, okay? Now the major landforms. The landscape is continuously worn. What is worn? Damaged. Damage मतलब घिसना. Away by two processes. So the landscape, जो landscape हमारा land है, तो that is continuous process होता रहता है, घिसता है, हमारे body जैसे घिसता है, हमारे body भी घिसता है. Are you know? Are you aware of it? When we are in जवान में रहते हैं, young रहते हैं कि तो हम कितना young, हमारे body में भी एक भी क्या ने वो इतना energetic रहता है. And as and when the age passes, so we are able to see all the pains and or I can say weakness and everything. The same thing is that the land is also damaged by the two process. One is weathering and another one is erosion. Now what is weathering? It is the breaking up of the rocks on the earth's surface. The rocks are broken into or I can say pieces on Earth's surface. That is called weathering. Now what is erosion? It is the wearing away of the landscape by different agents like water, wind and ice. As I told you, हमने already sudden forces हमने learn किया. Sudden forces में we have seen that earthquake, we have studied about earthquake, volcano and landslide. Yes, of course we have not talked much about landslide, but landslide also not intimating. Landslides are very common during the monsoon seasons. So land क्या होता है, अपने आप को खिसकता है if it is loose, if it is not hard. So that is what the casualty happened recently in Myanmar, wherein I think more than 200 people they lost their, or I can say their relative or their kins. So mines में हुआ, Myanmar. So erosion. Now as I told you, another exogenic forces देख रहे हम, weathering and इसमें erosion, that is depositional forces and erosion forces. The erosion is a wearing of the landscape by different agents like water, wind and ice. The eroded material is carried away or transported by water, wind, etc. and eventually deposited. Once क्या होता है, एक पर इरोशन, अगर वाटर है, वाटर सब तो बहती गंगा सबको फोर्स में लेके जाता है. ओके, अगर बहुत लाइट वेट है, अगर बहुत ये समटाइम्स द फोर्स ऑफ द वाटर इज ऑल्सो सो स्ट्रॉन्ग दैट इट कैरीज अवे एवरीथिंग. एंड व्हेन द वाटर फोर्स जब कम होता है तो इट डिपॉजिट्स देयर ओनली, वहीं पर उसको छोड़ देता है. isn't it? The same thing is हवा और wind also the same thing. When there is a huge or against the intensity is more, it बड़े बड़े चीज़ों को भी उठा के लेके जाता है, और जब जैसे कम होता है उसको थपक करके नीचे गिराता है और जहाँ है वो इधर ही रह जाता है. So even as ice, the eroded material is carried away or transported by water, wind, etc. and eventually deposited. थोड़ा थोड़ा करके deposit होते जाता है. This process of erosion and deposition create different landforms on the surface of the earth. Erode होता है तो क्या होता है, घिसता है. ओके, पूरा घिसता है, जगह काली हो गया, दैट बहुत बड़ा होल हो गया उधर. डिपॉजिट होते ही तो क्या, जगह बिल्कुल हॉलो था और बिल्कुल खाली था, वो गैप सब भर गए, उसमें बहुत खड्डा था. ओके, बड़ा खड्डा था, लेकिन उसमें पानी आके और उसमें सैंड, मिट्टी, सिल्ट सब आके वो गड्ढा तो भर गया. ओके, और दिस इज कॉल्ड, it create different landforms on the surface of the earth. Okay children, this is what for today. That is, you have to do, keep watching, keep reading and keep giving feedback. Again I'm going to mention where some of the students, they are sincerely giving their feedback every time without fail. So I'm writing all these things only for those students. If you have understood the chapter, at least you have to press that like button. Okay, and you have to give your comment as well. So one more thing, that you have to update yourself, isn't it? In a week we are explaining, my subject is only on Monday as well as Thursday. Why don't you watch on the same day? Okay, this time you are my best good children and you have to do this. Monday means if the video is posted on Monday, you have to read on Monday whatever the time suitable for you, but that Monday work you have to complete on Monday only. Got it? It should not be like that Monday when up Tuesday देखेंगे, और very few, if the views, if I see, very less. Last video का view today it was only 33 when I saw. So the count is 70 and that means that half of the children have not watched it. Okay, whatever it is, now here afterwards you have to take that. So watch video related to that topic also. Thank you.
A volcano looks like just any mountain until it erupts and reveals the gigantic forces and extreme temperatures inside the earth. The mountains of fire come from the Earth's mantle. The rock here is very hot and very thick. The hot liquid rock called magma can move to the surface at some places. Magma is hotter than smelted iron. Magma can collect in spaces with chimneys several kilometers long that connect them to volcanoes at the surface. With ever more magma coming up from the mantle, the pressure is rising. Suddenly, a heavy plug of stone explodes out of the chimney. Red-hot magma shoots out of the crater and turns into lava when it runs down the slopes. The volcano has erupted. Just like volcanoes, earthquakes show the enormous energy hidden under the Earth's crust. The crust is made of huge, slowly moving pieces of rock called tectonic plates. When they slide in opposite directions, they can get tangled up. This puts a gigantic amount of strain on the rock. As the plates untangle with a jerk, the Earth shakes. In a few seconds, an earthquake can destroy an entire city. The point where the strain is released is called the epicenter. Here, the earthquake is the strongest, and the shocks spread in all directions from the epicenter. The destructive power of volcanoes and earthquakes is terrifying and fascinating. They give us a dramatic look at the inside of the Earth.